Looking excited.
Hey guys, welcome to Geek Devotions, show from Couple Devoted Geeks. I'm Dallas, and this is
Celeste.
And today we have very special guest Jeremiah Panich, because I don't want to butcher his name. Jeremiah, say hi to everybody, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. So, guys, if you don't know who Jeremiah is a really talented musician. He's put out something really cool that I personally really enjoy, and Celeste has really enjoyed it too recently. And that is, it's an album that's essentially the soundtrack to XMen. So we're gonna get into all that here in a minute. But first off, Jeremiah, can you just tell people who you are, where you're from, and what all you do?
Right on. My name's Jeremiah Panich. I'm from Westland, Michigan, and live with my wife, Megan, and my dog, Judah, who may or may not make a little noise tonight. But yeah, I'm 35 years old, and I've been obsessed with the XMen since I was a little kid, pretty much. So, and yep, making music inspired by the XMen. So.
Awesome. Now, is making music your full-time job, or do you do something else?
No, I'm actually I kind of help run a music school in the area, and and then I also help around at my church, doing website stuff, graphics, singing on the worship team, that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
So, man, tell us about the album. What is the album all about, and how did you start it?
Well, the album's called Resurrection Volume 1, and to kind of tie in with the X-Men Resurrection thing that's going on right now. And basically, what I wanted to do was just kind of create a soundtrack for comic books. And because, like, to me, whenever I read a comic book, I kind of always feel like something's missing. Like, I love the artwork, I love the stories and the dialogue and the tension and all that stuff. But for me, there's just always been kind of like a void in the reading process, and so I just kind of, I don't know if it's just how my brain works or whatever, I just kind of would be reading along and start hearing some music in my head, or just hear a guitar riff or something, when a fight scene starts, and so I had this idea to kind of see if I could turn that into actual music and see what would happen with it. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So when did this start for you?
Well, I probably got the idea, I want to say it was like early December last year, and I just kind of kept the idea to myself for a little while, and just kind of trying to see if it was actually going to go anywhere, or if I had the ability to actually pull it off. And then after a few weeks, I told like one friend about it, and he was like, "Dude, yeah, this is cool. You got to do this." I showed him some of the ideas I had, and some of the songs I was working on, and he was like, "Yeah, go for that, man. That sounds pretty cool." And then so then about a week or two later, I told my wife, and she kind of gave me the look like, "Okay, let's see where this goes." And yeah, so she's been super supportive throughout the whole thing, and I kind of have a lot of ideas, so this was it's actually one idea that I finished and made happen. So that was fun. That's one.
So I know you said that you had at one point told Dallas that your wife was kind of an inspiration for you. Tell us about the dynamic of working with her. Is this a common thing, or is this this is like the only project she's really helped out on, or tell us all about that?
Yeah. Well, my wife, she's really musically talented, and she's got a great voice. And actually, when we first started dating, I was kind of teaching her how to play the guitar. Then we moved on to piano, and then taught her how to play the drums. So she can pretty much play anything that I can play, instrument-wise. And so yeah, one of the songs that's on the album, actually, I don't even think I told her that I was going to use it for the album. We were just hanging out jamming one night after she started learning how to play the drums. So I was playing the guitar and she was playing the drums, and just kind of this bluesy riff came out, and and then I don't know, several months later, I was going back through my phone recordings, and I was like, you know what? I think we're gonna expand this idea, and so that turned into Kicking It Gold School, which is the XMen Gold team, and so I just actually told her about that song probably like 2 or 3 days ago, and she was like, "What?" Like, yeah, you played the drums on this originally back in the day. So.
Back in the day.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, whenever you work on a project, you always have that, there's that baby in the project. So what's your baby? What song was they were like, this is like a work of passion for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Up until recently, I would have to say it was probably the RetconX song, Living Weapons. And I say that because I knew kind of going into this project that I was just going to have to really, come up with something cool for that song, And so every time I sat down to write something for it, nothing was coming. It was just like total brick wall, just, man, am I ever going to get anything together for this song? And then, probably a month went by with nothing, and finally something started coming out, and I was like, okay, I think, I found direction for the song. But then at the very last minute, I started writing Teens Displaced, and so that kind of snuck in onto the album. Like, I was going in a completely different direction for the Blue team, and that kind of snuck in like 2 days before I was finishing everything up, and so that's my new favorite baby.
I like it. So what exactly is the process for you, like when you sit down? Because like one of my things I love is concept albums, which is basically what you've created, is a concept album. I love when people take an idea and they kind of grow on it and they do some stuff with it. I don't know if you're familiar with Andy Hunter. He's a Christian techno artist from the UK, and he did an album years ago where he basically sat down and went, "Hey, what would the Book of Exodus sound like if I wrote a soundtrack?" And so he wrote a soundtrack to the Book of Exodus, and the album's called Exodus, by the way. You should check it out. It's awesome. So, but I'm intrigued by the process. So what's the process for you when you go, I want to make a song based off of this? How do you work that into an idea, into music?
Yeah, a lot of it comes from just kind of, I'm usually always starting with my guitar, and whether that's, a certain effect setting or, or certain tuning on the guitar, I just kind of play around, see if any riffs kind of come out naturally, and then from there I kind of take that little like maybe 5 or 6% of a song, and I start like trying to visualize, okay, who would this best represent? It was a little different for, like I said, the RetconX song, just because I knew that was a totally different thing, but for the most part they all start with a guitar riff of some sort, or a simple melody or something like that. Then from there, I really like to experiment with sounds. So if I can get crazy sounds out of my guitar, I want to do that. Or whether it's using synths and stuff. I just like to experiment.
That's cool. That's cool. Now I was talking with you earlier, and you said that like you do all the parts of each song. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. One-man band here.
That's how do you mix it? Like, what do you use to mix all the music? Are you using Logic? Are you using Ableton? What are you doing?
I use Pro Tools, and sometimes if I'm like in a real hurry, I'll do something real quick in like GarageBand. But I don't do a lot of writing in GarageBand. Sometimes that's more for inspiration of sounds and that sort of thing, just to get a quick recording. But everything's mixed and recorded in Pro Tools. And yeah, just actually my amp plugs straight into my computer, so it makes it super easy to just set up and record. I don't have to use any microphones for that or anything, so it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Okay, so what are your church's thoughts on this album? Or do they know?
Yeah, they know. I mean, a few people know. I don't think anybody's really like anti what I'm doing. So if they are, they haven't said anything. So that's cool.
Oh man. Any chances you're gonna be playing that Skinny Sun song for your church anytime soon?
No, probably not. No.
So, just a fun fact: the first time I listened to this, Dallas was showing it to me, and I was driving. We were going somewhere, I don't remember where, and I went, "Okay, what's the name of this one?" And he said, "A Skinny Sun," and I went, "That doesn't make sense because I thought he said a skinny son."
Oh man. So legitimately, I have a lot of love for that song. I mean, obviously, like I'm obviously a cable fan here, but beyond that, like that song is just, I love the way that song sounds, man. I mean, I love the kind of the gritty feel to it. That was actually the song I showed one of my students earlier, and he was like, "This is pretty cool, man."
Great. Thank you. Yeah, that song, that was kind of like early on in the project actually, and just every time I hear that, I just picture Cable walking in with guns blazing, and shouting some sort of command to somebody, and
Right.
yeah, that song had to be for Cable, so.
Very cool.
Okay, what else are you working on right now?
Well, I actually kind of took a break for a week. My album just dropped last week, and so kind of just clearing my mind. And I haven't been writing or anything like that. In my mind, I know I'm going to do Resurrection Volume 2. I have no timeline for that just yet, but it's soon, but not soon enough, maybe. But yeah, it's. I have like a few ideas, nothing that I've actually recorded yet or started playing around with. But yeah, right now I'm kind of trying to do a little research, see who really needs a song, and go from there. I actually found out that it was kind of late in my process, so I didn't end up making a song for it, but that they were going to redo the Astonishing X-Men, and that was going to be kind of under the whole resurrection thing. So I was very excited to find that out because I like all the people that were on the team. But I was just like, yeah, it's a little too much pressure to try and add that song to the mix. So that might make it on Volume 2, I guess. So.
Right. Very cool. Very cool.
Okay, so how can people find your album?
Well, you can get it for free from my website, just RetconX.com. And if you actually get it from my website, there's a bonus song of a cover of the X-Men theme song.
Which I love, by the way.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't put that on the album for iTunes and Google and Spotify because I really want to have to pay royalties on that. So I'm going to give it away for free. And then, yeah, you can get the music on Google Play, on Spotify, and it's still, for whatever reason, it's still not on iTunes yet. They're kind of dragging their feet on that one. So hopefully iTunes and Apple Music will come soon. But yeah, listen everywhere you can, I guess.
Cool, very cool. And for those of you watching right now, there will be links down below in our show notes that take you to his website and your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. Just real quick, just so that if somebody's like, I'm too lazy to look, how can people find you?
Yeah, it's just RetconX, RetCon, and a space and X. So RetconX, basically on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. That's pretty much the only places I really am right now. And I'm probably most active on Twitter. I really enjoy Twitter a lot.
Very cool. I had to ask this, I meant to ask you this earlier. Where did the name RetconX come from?
You know, it just kind of came to me one day. You know, it's part of the whole comic book culture is, you know, a new artist or a new writer wants to come in and change part of the story. They got to go back and tell the story a little differently. So they do a little retconning. And, you know, I have to throw the X in there for X-Men, you know, and Then when I started saying it, I was like, it kind of sounds like Weapon X, and that kind of thing. Cool. Yeah.
There you go. Very cool. All right, man. Well, I got one last question for you. It's the most important question of the day. It simply is this: who's your favorite X-Men and why?
Oh, okay. I mean, I just can't deny it. It's Wolverine. It always has been and always will be, I think. I like Old Man Logan. He's pretty cool. Different way to do Logan, I guess. And yeah, for me with Weapon X, or sorry, not Weapon X, Wolverine, but he's always kind of been. He kind of, you never know if he's going to be part of the team or not. You know, sometimes he'll be there fighting for everybody, and the next thing you know, he's gone for a few issues and he's off doing his own thing. So I kind of relate to him in a little bit in that sort of way. So.
Word. Very cool. Very cool. So let's just keep it going here. Who's your favorite X-Men? Character, family member?
At the moment, it's Laura.
Laura?
Yes, but I reserve the right to change that because I'm just now getting to the point where I can actually read X-Men because of the Marvel Unlimited. So there's so many.
Yes, there are.
I do like Storm a lot, especially now that she's married to Black Panther.
Right.
Like, at least in what I'm reading, she's married to him. I hope they're still married because that'll make me really sad. really, really sad. But yeah, at the moment, it's Laura.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Hey, well, man, we appreciate you hanging out with us, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Also, just again, if you guys are watching this, I really want to encourage y'all to check him out. It's everything is RetconX. We had somebody in the chat said, "I'm too lazy to look at the links. What is it called?" So, and it is RetconX, RetconX. I'm looking on my phone at the thing here. Well, that's some Inception stuff right there.
Somebody spit a top.
So, but man, again, we really appreciate it, and guys, support him, man. Support people who are doing something unusual and very cool at the same time. I did download the album for free. I'm gonna go back later on Amazon. I'm gonna buy the actual album because I want to support you and what you're doing. I know you're a teacher at a school, right? I think I heard you say it earlier.
A music school.
A music school. If you do me a quick favor and just tell people what that school is, if they're in the area, how they can be a part of that, and any other communities that you're part of, man, like your church or anything. How can people be part of some of the great stuff that you're doing?
Right on. Yeah, so the music school is northvilleguitarlessons.com. We're pretty much only local, so if you're in the Northville area, that would be cool. Come on, stop in. Tell me you saw me here, and we'll get you hooked up. And then my church is cornerstonefamilyworshipcenter.org, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Other than RetconX, of course.
Awesome. Very cool, man. Well, Devoted Geeks, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of our extra Tuesday. Make sure you follow all the links down below. Follow all of our social media also. Geek Devotions. We're pretty much on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We don't do Snapchat. Sorry, I know some people was asking about that. We just don't do it.
We do for our personal.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like we follow our people and that's it.
We're stalkers. So, but follow all of our stuff. Subscribe to our channel. Like this video if you like this. And do us a favor. Make sure you go to his stuff. Go to RetconX and follow all this stuff and let him know that you saw him on our channel. And I think that's it. So most importantly, guys, don't forget, we love you all. So peace and love, guys. Stay devoted.
Yeah.